I want to show you very quickly how to run a much more effective morning meeting with all your staff every single day. First of all, there's a lot of things that you do not discuss during this focused morning huddle. Gee, the doctor was mean to me yesterday and I want to whine about it. It's not that that's not important. It's just this is not the place to discuss it. You talk about that some other time and some other place. We're going to be focused, highly focused, on some very key things during this meeting. Why do we want to have one of these morning meetings every day? Because it's going to improve our patient care. It's going to organize the day for us. It's going to increase our production, both for today and in the future. And it's going to build the practice. Pretty important reasons. And we don't want people sleeping through this meeting, and we don't want one person up in the front of the room lecturing away while everybody else takes a snooze. We're going to show you how to keep people engaged in this 8-minute morning meeting. These are the most important things. First of all, it's a highly focused meeting. You only have 8 minutes, and I'll tell you why 8 minutes in a few minutes here. It's not run by the doctor. You're going to rotate the chair of the meeting, but it's never going to be the doctor. Everyone needs to know where the office is today. I'll come back and talk about that. But as far as production, collection, and new patients, everybody needs to be up to speed on that. Everyone has to have their own copy, printed copy on paper, of the Morning Huddle report, and I'll show you in just a second. We've been paperless for 25 years, but there's still some very good uses for paper, and this is one of them. And we make assignments during the morning meeting about who's going to do what, based on what we see on the Morning Huddle report. What does a doctor do if the doctor's just sitting there with duct tape over his or her mouth? The doctor still participates, just doesn't get to be the chair. But the doctor can assign the chair for the meeting. So today it's going to be Monica, tomorrow it's going to be Rachel, the day after that it's going to be Chandler. You may set it up so every Monday Monica does it, every Tuesday Chandler does it, and so forth. But occasionally it's nice to maybe surprise somebody. That's what keeps people engaged. If they come into the morning meeting thinking they may have to be the presenter, they may have to be the chair, they're going to be more engaged, and everybody needs to know how to chair the meetings. So everybody pays attention, everybody takes notes, including the doctor. Okay? The doctor at the end of the meeting does a 1-minute manager. 1-minute manager means that you say, hey, that was good. You know, you really did well on this part. You might want to improve a little bit in this other part. So whoever ran the meeting gets the 1-minute manager. And then later in the day, the doctor follows up on the assignments, not every single one, but goes back to the person, okay, Monica, I noticed that you were supposed to talk to this patient about the outstanding treatment plans. What happened? Tell me about that. So the doctor is involved, but the doctor does not ever run the meeting. And very importantly, there's no cell phones during this 8-minute meeting. Now, what we like to use as a tool to focus the morning meeting are Kevin's Morning Huddle reports. So there's Kevin. He's down in Texas, so don't hold that too much against him. Kevin stays up very late every night creating a whole bunch of reports, but particularly the Morning Huddle report we'll show you in just a second, and the daily dashboard. So the daily dashboard comes the evening before, and the Morning Huddle comes early in the morning when Kevin sends it to you. We have found these to be very, very useful tools for our clients. If they will use these things, their practices will be more successful. And because these reports make us look good, we pay for them. Kevin has the nerve to charge us, if you can imagine that, for these reports. But we find that they make us look so good. All right, so this is the daily dashboard. And very quickly, it allows the staff to focus here. They don't have to be real smart. They don't have to spend a lot of time. They can see if it's in yellow, it means we didn't make our goal. Here's where we should be month to date. And yellow means we didn't quite make it. Green would mean we made it, or we're past it. Red's really not so good. That means we really didn't make it. So yellow is okay, means we need to do better. Red is, everybody needs to pay attention. So here's Kevin's morning huddle report. And a whole lot of information on there, and I'm going to go through it very quickly because it's extremely useful. Remember, everybody has a printed copy of the morning huddle report. Not necessarily the daily dashboard, but the morning huddle, yes. And everybody is taking notes. Who, me? You're damn right, you. Pay attention, including the doctor. You're making notes on your own little personal printed paper copy of the morning huddle. So let's look at this. What's the most important thing in that morning huddle? Here's our morning huddle report. Okay, what's the single most important thing that everybody in the practice wants to focus on? Take a look for a second. Make some guesses. It's this. You notice how that's in bold? That means that that patient either had a birthday last week, has a birthday today, or will have a birthday next week. Okay, this is your birthday patient. It's in bold. Okay, everybody in the office needs to wish that patient a happy birthday. So I'm taking notes. I'm putting a little asterisk over here or circling it so that I know that I'm in charge, along with everybody else, of wishing this patient happy birthday. You're not going to have too many people wish the patient happy birthday. The objective is to make me feel important. Now, you want to do this with every single patient, but you especially want to do it with birthday people. Okay? This is how you build your practice. You think public relations isn't important, customer service isn't important? It's extremely important. And here's something that's free. Oh, we don't have to do that. We give them water in the reception room. You know? No. This is free, and this is actually more important than having water in the reception room. What else we got here? What else is important? How about the new patient? So we got our new patients flagged right here. Great. Now, one problem with this is, with Kevin's report, sorry Kevin, but I've had this on my feature request list for quite a while and I don't see it yet. And that is, I need to know where this patient came from. Okay? I don't know. Offices are not very good about tracking referrals. And I absolutely need to know where all my patients are coming from. Are they coming from the internet? Are they coming from other patients? Are they coming from insurance companies, insurance plans? I don't know. Okay? Most offices don't know. Okay? So what I would like to see on this report, we're going to talk about the E's and the C's here pretty soon. I'd like to have an R in there, meaning there's no referral source for this patient. That's another red flag. I would like to go even further and say every time a patient refers me another patient, they get a little asterisk after their name. Okay, when it gets to be so you got 200 asterisks out here and it's getting too crowded, gee, that's a terrible problem to have, isn't it? Okay, I would also like to have who referred this patient. So I'd like another column. So instead of printing it in portrait, maybe print it in landscape, and show me who referred that, particularly the new patient. So I want to know this information because I personally, as the doctor, want to go in and thank the patients that are referring me patients. Want to build your practice? This is how you do it. What else we got on there? What's all this big yellow stuff up here? This big yellow stuff means we do not have any procedures tied to these appointments. That's terrible. Okay? How are we going to set up a room when we don't know what that patient's coming in for? You always, always, always want to have procedures tied to the appointment. This makes the office run so much more smoothly. What else we got? We talked about this before. Okay? This means this patient does not have an email in the system. So I don't have an email for that patient, and this patient has neither email nor cell phone. Okay, now I've had offices that say, well, we just do everything with text. We don't need emails anymore. Yes, you do need emails. For one thing, you want to send out your email newsletter blast, which then will refer the patient to read the email back to your website. Your newsletter is on your website. So when they get the email, they go to your website to read it. This increases the traffic to your website and increases your SEO, and nobody is telling you that, okay, except me. This is a very powerful way to increase the traffic to your website, and Google judges you on your traffic. So absolutely, we want email addresses, cell phones, and referral sources for every single patient. Uh-oh, look at this guy. Here's a new patient, and we don't have an email address for him. Well, if I don't have an email address for my new patient, how am I going to send out my email welcome letter? Going to be a problem. You do send email welcome letters, don't you? With the patient forms as part of an attachment and a little information about the office to help that patient show up for their first appointment. So what else do we have here? You notice we have prophies there in that recommended recall due column. What that means is those patients are due right now for prophies. And the question is, can we do this today? And I would say for those patients you can, because you're not doing any other treatment. It's all yellow over there. So, maybe you can't do it today, but you certainly can schedule it on down the road if this is something that the hygienist is going to do. But everybody in the office should know these patients are due for prophies today. And perhaps, God forbid, the doctor could even do a prophy. So let's increase our production for today. How about this unscheduled procedures? That's pretty handy to have. So we've got $3,000 worth of procedures sitting out here for this patient. Maybe we can do them all today because there's no treatment scheduled here for this patient. This drives me crazy when I see this yellow. This should not happen. Okay? One of the things that you can do in running the morning huddle is to say, who made that appointment? You can go back and look, and if you've put your appropriate notes in there the way we teach you, you can tell who made that appointment. And you do not schedule appointments without attaching treatment. That means that's a big red flag for us as far as the way the practice operates. But who is going to talk to the patient about this treatment? Who's going to look in there and make sure that really is a legitimate treatment plan? And secondly, who's going to talk to the patient about it? We've got to make an assignment for this. That's what we're doing. We're making assignments during the morning huddle. And the same person, this is not necessarily a front desk person, a front desk job. Perhaps this patient's coming in to see the hygienist today, in which case I'd say, okay, hygienist, I want you to look at that before the patient comes in, and you've got a great opportunity to talk to the patient about it. What else you got? Well, the second page of the morning huddle report lists people who are coming in today for recare appointments, but they have other things that are due, for instance, bite wings or an FMX. Can we do that today? This is a way to increase both your hygiene production and your office production and improve your patient care. Okay. Who's going to do this? Okay. Who's in charge of doing that? Somebody should be making notes on their morning huddle sheet. And this is exactly the sort of thing that the doctor checks back on later on in the day. Say, hey, Monica, the hygienist, did that patient really need to have those 4 bite wings or that FMX? What happened about that? You don't have to do it with every single one of them, but the fact that you check back keeps people focused. So, morning meeting, you only have 8 minutes. You're focused. Everybody is there and starts on time, by the way. It's not run by the doctor. We're going to rotate the chair. Everybody knows where the office is today because they looked at the daily dashboard from the day before. Everybody has their own printed copy that they work on so they can take notes. And we make assignments, and then the doctor can follow through. Okay, why are we doing it? Because there's better patient care. We're better organized for the day. We know what we're doing. We increase our production for today, but also in the future. And we're building our practice. Okay, these are really important things, particularly as far as referral sources are concerned. Why did I say that the morning huddle should only take 8 minutes when you're focused and organized? You want to start the morning meeting at 10 minutes before your first patient. At 2 minutes before your first patient, you're done. You break. Everybody puts on their game face. That's very important. Game face is very important. And you try to seat your first patient about 1 minute to 8. 1 minute early, in other words. Now, the doctor may not know what time it is, and the staff may not know what time it is. But I can guarantee you that a patient sitting in your reception room knows exactly what time it is. And if you get in the habit of trying to seat your patients a little bit early, they will tend to respect your time a little bit more. they will tend to show up a little bit early even for their appointments. So respect their time, they'll respect your time. So that's my take on how to run an effective morning huddle using Kevin's morning huddle report.